Today on the Mountain View, we take a look at how Appalachian students work on schoolwork outside of the classroom.
And Tammy Goradetzer and Shelby Forsyth are here from the Women's Center for our club spotlight. All this and more on the Mountain View.
Welcome to this episode of the Mountain View. I'm Kevin Pinto.
And I'm Laura Strausbaugh. Every week we bring you the news that affects you, your local sports, and a club spotlight.
Recent thefts have police looking for your help. Boone Police, as well as the High Country Crime Stoppers, are asking for information on a break on the old library restaurant property. Apparently, a trailer on the property was broken into, and some construction equipment and tools were stolen. So if you have any information, please call the Boone Police at 828-268-6900.
The play Promises, written by Appalachian faculty member Joel Williams, will be performing tonight at the Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival. The show, which performed last semester on campus, was chosen along with 3 other productions to showcase great college theater. Promises is also up for the Excellence in Design Award.
Appalachian students work hard, but sometimes they need some extra resources. Our own Natalie Carpenter looked into the variety of studio spaces available for students.
Having trouble concentrating at home or in the dorms? Maybe it's too loud, too chaotic, or maybe it's just too quiet. Luckily at Appalachian State, we are well equipped with facilities and labs that are chock full of resources that you might not find in your closet. Almost every major requires extra out-of-class work. Preparing projects and presentations sometimes need that extra practice, time, and dedication. The new Beasley Media Complex is filled with audio and video labs, including a full production studio and top-of-the-line recording equipment, which are all being used in this production. Mac and PC labs are available in Walker Hall with fully updated Adobe software and are open for any and all student use. Whether that be advertising, digital arts, web design, or typing up a paper, they are open all week long at your convenience. Way Hall, a home base for many different art students, has resources for every type of artist, ranging from metalworks, graphic design, and textiles. The most entertaining studio space is in the Broyhill Music Building. With each room containing a piano and music stands, music students can practice in a comfortable and private place. West Campus isn't the only resourceful place on campus, however. Eastside has dance studios, bio and geology labs, a student theater, and plenty of study rooms in our library. Check out your department page on appstate.edu to see what campus has to offer you. Reporting from Boone, I'm Natalie Carpenter.
App State alum Whitney Trope is showing the women of the world that they can love themselves at any size. Whitney's videos show that just because she is plus size doesn't mean she can't dance. Articles in the Daily Mail, Right This Minute, and BuzzFeed have been applauding Whitney and her No Body Shame campaign. Whitney Trope currently works as a producer at 107.5 KZL in Greensboro.
Looking for something to do this weekend? The I.G. Greer Dollar Theater is playing Django Unchained this weekend, while the Olympic opening ceremonies will be broadcasted in the Whitewater Cafe tonight for free. There is also a square dance with the Green Grass Cloggers in Legend and an old-time fiddlers convention tomorrow in the Student Union. Just goes to show you there's always something to do at App State.
Get ready for some more snow. This weekend has the potential for some snow flurries, but with highs in the low 40s and lows in the high 20s. The weekend shouldn't be too cold.
The potential for snow carries into next week as snow is possible Tuesday and Wednesday next week. The temperatures drop to highs in the mid-30s.
What's so weird about our weather, I feel like, in Boone, is that you can just experience every form of weather within a day. It's so difficult for us to prepare up here.
It's so true. I'm ready for the warm weather to come back because
definitely.
I'm really tired of this cold weather. Coming up next, Garrett Mansfield will be here to talk about Appalachian sports and intramural teams.
read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Get your ass up. You're not sitting here. Yes, I am. Move. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh,
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to the Mountain View. Today our sports reporter Garrett Mansfield is here to tell us what is going on in the sports world.
Welcome, Garrett.
Thank y'all for having me. It's good to be back again. This week we had a lot of action in sports, from the Super Bowl last Sunday to some moves in the MLB, Appalachian State basketball, and who can forget the Winter Olympics are getting started. So, what did y'all think of the Super Bowl game?
I was pretty disappointed, honestly.
Yeah.
I was going for Broncos. I wish they showed up, honestly.
I think I enjoyed the food more than I enjoyed the
Definitely.
game, honestly. So.
I'm there with you on that.
Well, last Sunday, the Broncos and the Seahawks met in MetLife Stadium for Super Bowl 48. The Seahawks absolutely dominated that game, despite the fact that the Broncos were 3-point favorites. Malcolm Smith took home the MVP award after having a pick six and recovering a fumble in the game. Smith becomes the first defensive Super Bowl MVP since 2003. Also in the MLB, there have been a lot of free agents that have been signed. Since we're in Braves country, it's big news that the Braves have re-signed two of the biggest names in baseball. Freddie Freeman signed an 8-year contract, which is the longest contract the Braves have ever signed with a player. And Jason Hayward, an outfielder, also signed a 2-year deal worth over $13 million. I don't know if y'all saw a couple weeks ago when Atlanta was shut down from that ice storm, Freddie Freeman was actually stranded out on the interstate.
Something about Chipper Jones, I think, even.
Yeah, Chipper Jones had to get on his four-wheeler and drive out to the interstate and pick Freddie off the interstate and take him back home. So that even though Chipper isn't playing for the Braves anymore, he's still loyal.
There.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's awesome. On a more local scale, Appalachian State had a huge week across the board. On Thursday, the men's basketball team won their home game against the Citadel. Tab Hamilton led the way for the black and gold with 17 points. But my personal MVP for the game, it has to be Tommy Spagnola. He recorded his third double-double in 5 games with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Also, the biggest news in Boone, the football program had National Signing Day on Wednesday, and Appalachian State welcomes 27 new recruits as they move from the Sun Belt and go into the FBS next season. So
that should be really good for our team. Honestly.
I think, but the biggest thing going on right now is the Winter Olympics in Sochi. So have y'all heard about the stuff that's going on in Sochi?
There's been a couple issues with it.
The buildings aren't done. Hotel rooms are trashed. Have you seen the picture of the 2 toilets in the same stall?
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't seen that, you need to go check that out. So also, they're rounding up stray dogs and having to kill all these stray dogs.
That's insane.
It's bad. So, but next week I'll get back to you with some more sports.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Garrett, for that sports report. Coming up after the break, we will interview Tammy Gorodetzer and Shelby Forsyth from the Women's Center.
you don't talk to your kids, I will.
Hey there. Hi. I haven't seen you before.
Yeah, I just moved here. I'm new. Wanna hang out or something? 'Cause I have a feeling we're gonna be best friends.
Things can get pretty ugly when you're bored. In an after-school program, you can find something way better to do.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah. That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
Welcome back to the Mountain View. Today we have Tammy Gortzetzer and Shelby Forsyth from the Women's Center to help tell us about their upcoming event. Welcome, Tammy and Shelby. Thanks. So what is this club about?
Well, the Women's Center is actually a UFO, which is a university-funded organization, and that means that we are supplied with any of our money from the university so that we don't have to pay club fees or anything like that. And it's completely volunteer-based. We're the only completely volunteer-based Women's Center on the East Coast, which is pretty cool for us. And the Women's Center is basically a reaction center. It was formed in 1998, basically as a safe space for women on campus and just to make sure that we always had a place for research and referral, education, awareness, and service regarding women on our campus.
Okay. And you said you had something that's going on this week?
We do. Our biggest event of the entire year is coming up this Wednesday through Friday, which is the Vagina Monologues. It's a international production written by Eve Ensler, who's a feminist and women's rights activist. And it's about women's relationships with their vaginas, with other women, with men, with the entire world, and how they relate to them and create a sense of self through them and experiences they have. So it's got themes of sex in it, it's got themes of pubic hair and rape and female genital mutilation, and then there's 2 spotlight pieces that are always based around society's most prevalent issues, and there's one about family violence that is at the very end, and then one that calls women and people just from around the world to stand up and stand against the violence that happens to women every day.
Okay. And how much does it cost to get in? Like, where is it? Can you just give people where it's going to be at and how much?
Yeah, it's in the new section of the Student Union in Parkway Ballroom, which is on the 4th floor, so you got to go up. And it's $7 before, 10 at the door, and it's cash only because all of our proceeds go to charity. 90% goes to a nonprofit domestic violence shelter called Oasis, and the other 10% goes back to the V-Day organization, which helps women and children around the world escape violent situations.
Okay. And would you consider this for everybody, you know, not just for women, but also for guys that can go to this?
It's definitely a place for everyone. We love our female audience members, but we really love our male audience members because it just shows us that we're reaching so many new people, and it just shows that we have support on our campus for females, not just from other women on campus, but also from our men. And we love our men.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people think this is like a man-bashing, like super feminist, bra-burning kind of production. It's not like that at all. It's definitely about bringing people together and bringing respect for women and for vaginas and for just the people that we have to share the planet with.
Yeah. And so what do you guys do exactly with them? Like, what do you guys do? Are you guys involved in the production? Are you behind the scenes, or do we get to see you?
Yeah, you get to see us.
We'll be there.
We'll be on stage. Both of us are co-directors of the show. I was in the show my sophomore year and directed last year, and I'm directing this year. And
I've been on production for 3 years.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Well, thank you, Tammy and Shelby, for coming to speak with us. If your club would like to be on Club Spotlight, please email us at mountainview@gmail.com. Thank you for joining us on the Mountain View. For more, like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. Tune in next week for another exciting episode of the Mountain View.